Moving on to the roll axis, there are three things you need to consider in balancing the roll axis. The first thing is where the camera is mounted on the camera plate. You can move the camera left or right depending on which slot that you're selecting on the bottom here. And this will roughly balance the roll axis. But to fine tune any of those adjustments, you can loosen the screws in the back and actually slide the roll bar side to side. So this will help achieve perfect center of gravity. And then the third thing is moving the camera up and down. So this bar will roll and you can slide that up and down to achieve a perfect balance. And when your camera is perfectly balanced, you'll be able to place the roll in any given position and it will hold that balance. So right now, it's out of balance. We're going to begin by loosening these screws in the back, and I'm only going to loosen the top two screws because that opens up the clamps just enough to slide the bar back and forth. And we're going to slide it until the camera rests in a level position. So grab your wrench and loosen the screws in the back. When you loosen the screws, you want to put a hand underneath the camera, and this will prevent the camera from falling down. So hold your camera in place and then loosen the screws. So with the screws loosened, you can slide this back and forth. And since there was more weight on this side, we want to push the weight to the other side. So you can pinch it right here and slide it down to the other side. So now we'll tighten it up and we'll check our balance again. So now it looks like we've found the center of gravity because it's staying right in the middle. But if we pull it off to one side and you let go, it bounces back to center pretty quickly. So we still don't have perfect balance. And this is because this tilt motor is actually lower than the roll motor. So now what we have to do is raise the tilt motor in the camera. We'll raise it up so that the tilt and the roll are in the same plane. So loosen the same screws in the back. And now you can see that you can raise and lower this. So elevate it so these motors are in line. You won't know the first time, but go to the position where you think they're in line and tighten it down. And now check your balance again. So now if I move it off to the side and let go, it goes back to level slower, so we're getting a little bit more balanced, but it still doesn't hold that position. So this means we just need to raise that up a little bit higher. Once the camera's a little bit higher, we'll lock that down and test it out again. So now it looks like the roll is balanced because we can put it in any position and it will hold. So this just means that the motor isn't going to have to work as hard for balancing the roll axis. So with the roll axis balanced, we can move on to the pan axis.